Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, 3 things a leader absolutely needs to maximize is what we're going to be covering. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 9th year of the Leadership Japan series. And I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Stroy, your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success, president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book in Japanese, Za Eigyo, is available on Amazon. We are broadcasting around the world from Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan, and trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Okay, before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is moshi moshi, moshi moshi. In English, we say hello, hello on the phone, hello, hello. In Japanese, we say moshi moshi, moshi moshi, moshi moshi, hello, hello, moshi moshi, moshi moshi. This is episode number 451. And today we're talking about the leader's time, talent, and treasure. Meetings, email, social media, reporting, coaching, planning, performance reviews, firefighting, supervising rework. The list goes on regarding where our leader time gets taken up. Our talent got us into this illustrious position as a leader, but do we have enough talent to staying in this job over time? Can we move up to an even higher position? And what additional talent development would that take? Are we investing enough of our treasure in ourselves beyond anything the organization may be providing? I have the most powerful handheld tools at my command 24 hours a day. I have access to the fastest communication tools ever produced. I can access information, any information I want, at lightning speed. Do I feel I have more time? Am I keeping up with the demands of business in this modern world of global interconnectivity and the global 24-hour work cycle? In simple terms, no. I feel constantly pressured to do more, faster, with less. I have continual anxiety about FOMO, fear of missing out. I worry that I'm not sufficiently on top of everything that is going on and keeping up with the constant change. I worry that my competitors, internal and external, are doing a better job of it than I am. As my organization gets bigger, I get pulled further and further away from the front line and have to operate through others. I lose control and access to insights because I am not in those client meetings. I am not there in the meeting room, and all I see are the numbers which fall out from the activity. It reminds me of those favorite samurai war movies. The samurai warlord leader and his key people are sitting around a low table with a map of the area, all the while hidden behind a fabric wall with guards set outside to protect them from sudden attack. Messengers rush in and out, constantly to tell them how the battle is unfolding. They have delegated the fate of the battle to their field commanders, and they are totally reliant on their efforts. That is how I feel. Given I am constantly time poor and reliant on others, where should I be spending my time? The answer to that question is critical. We do have time, don't we? Maybe not much, but still, it isn't zero. We can't do everything, but we can do the most high value, most high priority items. Great. But are we doing that? And are we doing that every day? If we aren't, then we better get busy with a system which makes sure that is how we are operating. When I was in school, Pluto was a planet. It's still up there, presumably, but we don't refer to it as a planet anymore. How could that happen? In 2006, scientists excluded Pluto as a planet and redesignated it as a dwarf planet. This story is a metaphor for leaders needing to keep educating themselves and developing their talents. If we don't, we might wind up like Pluto and redesignated as a dwarf leader and find ourselves replaced. The pace of change is dynamic, and what we knew a few years ago is now irrelevant because technology and society have moved forward. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Today's show is brought to you by, on the 4th of March, we'll have our Dale Carnegie 12-week-long program. On the 9th of March, we'll do Winning with Relationship Selling. That's an 8-week program. On the 12th of March, we'll also do Dale Carnegie course again. That's the 12-week version. And we'll do the 2-day high-impact presentations training on the 17th of March. Our website is www.dale, D-A-L-E hyphen Carnegie, C-A-R-N-E-G-I-E .co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 for you there at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, as well as my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, we have Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. I've attended Harvard, Stanford, and INSEAD Business School's executive programs. Those experiences were excellent, but that was around the turn of the century, over 20 years ago. A lot of research has come to light since then. There are whole new areas of business which didn't even exist then. Facebook was kicked off in 2004, the same year Google went public. Twitter was launched 2 years later, and Instagram 4 years after that. What are we doing to stay current, to stretch ourselves intellectually and to access the rich experience of others? Ongoing professional education has to become a habit, not an option. What we've seen with the pandemic is that if those delivering the content are skilled, we can tap into the best people on the planet online, no matter where we are located. I've been making the most of this global business education cornucopia online. This is a breakthrough, which was unthinkable even 3 years ago. That means the excuse basket just got tossed straight out the window. Let's get busy learning, never stopping, and constantly building our talent. Treasure was spent by my companies to send me off to those expensive high-end mark executive educational institutions. How much have you allocated for your own growth as a leader in your company budget or for your personal account? We are awash with free content, thanks to content marketing, having everyone put their stuff out there for free. That means we can try before we buy and see if this organization has the goods. I was watching a sample course on LinkedIn Learning, and the instructor talked about our impact as a presenter was 55% based on dress, 38% on voice tone, and 7% on what we said. That is fake news, folks. Dr. Albert Mehrabian, the author of the research, found these numbers only come into play when what was being said was not being matched by how it was said. When the congruency was lacking, people became distracted by our appearance and how we sound, and they were not paying full attention to what we were saying. She didn't know that. So I realized I don't want to buy anything she is putting out there on offer. We have a lot of choices, and we can really get a lot of bang for our buck in a way which simply wasn't possible in the past. We can get reviews from people who've tried the training, and it is all out there in the public domain. There is no barrier preventing us from spending our time and treasure wisely in order to bolster our professional development. Let's get busy doing that and become a modern leader, a well-educated leader, a real talent. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Take what you found valuable, immediately put into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. Be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.